Yeah, no, you're just ugly, dude. I think most people in the space, the CrossFit world, would consider you a longer competitor.
Yeah, taller. Well, I mean, I've also been doing it for quite a while now too,
right.
But also from a height perspective, yes.
Yes. What sort of things do you have to make sure of because of your length? Like if you were, it's obvious that gymnastics movements are going to be easier for someone who's 5'8" than they would for someone who's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". What sort of things do you look out for?
I think people ask me that and, oh, Brent, I'm tall like you. What should I work on? And it's still like person dependent. Some people say, oh, just like you, I struggle with overhead flexibility. And I'm like, actually, that's one of my best things. So it's not like there's a one size fits all approach to any height athlete. And, if a short athlete came to me and said, what should I work on? I'd be like, well, get better. What are the things you struggle with? Work on those things. I'd say from just an anatomical standpoint, you need to be more flexible when you're taller. If you think about, if you want to have an upright torso in a pistol, the angle that your shin and your knee needs to get to is going to be more extreme than someone who has a shorter tibia and a shorter shin, right? It's just angles. So in order to stay upright in a pistol, you're going to have more ankle flexibility than a shorter person with shorter limbs who also wants to stay upright in a pistol. Or, you're going to compensate by rounding. And then just technical, right? I mean, if you want to get better in CrossFit, the gymnastics movements, a lot of them involve using your momentum, right? Kipping and all that, butterfly. So it's got to be technique. You got to drill that home. You can't get away with mediocre technique as a tall person.
I think you have excellent technique that is, it's a decade in the making now, but you're also very thoughtful about how a workout's going to look. It seems just training with you today, you're visualizing how many steps or what type of mindset you should have from one movement to the next. Are you consistently doing that from competition to competition? Literally practicing the workout, not just the movements of the workout or the stimulus of the workout, but the actual visualization of moving from one space.
100%. Yeah, I think if nothing else, does it really matter? Maybe not. Probably not, but it just, for me, it helps me get in the zone, right? It just today we were doing back squats because we have a workout that has bar muscle ups and back squats. And so I was pretending to do a bar muscle up, jogging forward, tightening up my belt, taking the bar off kind of as quick as I could and then getting into them just to kind of get me in that rhythm. So when I get out on the floor, it feels a little less foreign, hopefully, when I get out there, as opposed to obviously something's going to happen, right? My judge is going to do something I don't like, or I'm going to see something or hear something I don't like, and it's going to put me out of my rhythm. But the more I can feel like it's just another day. And so, when I'm training, it's I try to make it kind of annoying. I try to say, okay, today you have longer transitions than you want to, or today you have shorter transitions, or, you can go touch and go, but you're going to do all quick singles. So I'm always trying to play with that stuff, play with movement, play with transitions. Just so if something new comes up or some different situation calls for something, I'll go, oh, I think I've done that before. And you just kind of have that arsenal. It's very different to Olympic weightlifting, because weightlifting, it's just you just want to, talk about some weightlifters and they're measuring the millimeters between their heels, right? It's very precise because it's always going to be the same. Whereas in CrossFit, it's oh, maybe I'll try muscle snatching with a super wide stance today. Maybe I'll try snake snatching. We did a bit of that today, right? Yeah. And so, you kind of mess with those little things. And then when a new movement comes up, this weekend, we have the fat bell, clean and jerks. You know what the fat bells are? The Rogue sells them, right? I've never used them, but I'm not that worried about it, because I know I've done so many different things with dumbbells and kettlebells over the years, outside the legs, between the legs, different shoulder positions, that I'm going to adapt to it, because I'm not just I'm not working out mindlessly is probably the best way to put it. I'm not just writing something on the board and going dumbbell clean and jerk, sure, whatever, and just ripping them out. I'm okay, this round I'm going to muscle clean. Next round I'm going to kettlebell swing the dumbbells. Okay, next round I'm going to catch straight into a push press. Okay, next round I'm going to push jerk. Okay, next round I'm going to catch, readjust every rep. Next round I'm going to lower down. The next round I'm going to come straight down. And I'm just constantly playing with that stuff. And you kind of develop an arsenal, just if you're playing basketball, it's well, how many different ways can I go left? Right? How many different ways can you go left with the ball? Hundreds, right? Yeah. So you're trying to grease that groove so it looks effortless, but it's no, it didn't just happen, right?
Yeah, you're making it annoying.
Yeah.
Make it annoying for yourself. That is that is the pinnacle of CrossFit training. I think so. I mean, I think that's the most important thing, is that you cannot be comfortable really ever. In the moment you're just missing out on something that could potentially be thrown at you at some point.
Yeah, 100%.
What sort of like, let's say, I want to give people a nugget of information that could potentially help them, like very specific to, let's say, the back squat. What sort of thing has helped you? A singular cue in the back squat, or something that could have had a breakthrough?
Yeah, a few things. I would say, like, think about your head position and where you're looking, and that depends on how you're squatting. Like, you know, if low bar you're looking down, a high bar you might be looking forward a little more. But just like keep that in mind, right? Like, film yourself, ask a coach, like, where should I be looking, and try and play with that. Definitely another one is bracing, and it sounds like, you know, cliche, but I've been thinking less about like tightening my core and more about like being long. And that just seems to work better. If I really try to and like brace down, I don't know, it's not accurate. Whereas if I'm thinking about like filling up and like staying almost long, I actually look shorter.
That helps with head position too. I think.
You're
like pushing your head up.
Yeah, you're kind of thinking like butthole to the top of your head, and you're like stretching like this, and then you're here, as opposed to like trying to be like here, which is never going to hold anyway. You're always going to break. I don't know. So that's something. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for me to. I'd need to like get my hands on you, you know.
Yeah.
And like, but that'd be another one. And then honestly, less knees out and more just knees neutral.
Interesting.
I've been finding that's just feels stronger. Obviously in the deadlift it's important, but like in the back squat, a little less like bow kneed out and more just like knees neutral, letting them, you know, forward to a certain extent.
Or like go where they need to go.
Yeah, go where they need to go. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Internet.